We mentioned UISP, and the Wave MLO5 after 4 months, is it? Since we talked about it last time, I think it was October.
Time flies when you're talking about UISP.
Yeah, it does. Um, it's made some sort of appearance on the store. Based on some things I've read, people on the forum have used it in different environments already. Now we probably talked about it last time, but am I right in thinking that the addition of MLO in an outdoor device, that essentially means you could have one frequency for transmit and one for receive, essentially? Is that? Do you think that's what that means?
Yeah, the tricky thing about MLO and Wi-Fi 7 multi-link operation in general is that there's several types of it, and it doesn't always mean the same thing. So it could be multiple access points coordinating to broadcast to one client. It could be a client talking to, two different access points. It could also be talking to the same access point over multiple channels. So you could be connected on 2.4 gigahertz and 5 and 6 to the same AP. And those three connections can kind of be, if 2.4 gig is the most busy, they probably wouldn't use that. They'd, fall over to the 5 or 6 gigahertz link. And that, I think there's even subtypes of those. So yeah, there's like at least 3 or 4 different types of MLO, and Ubiquiti isn't really explaining what they're doing here. But yes, multi-link operation is basically multiple channels all aggregated together to provide more throughput from an AP to a client, whether that's connecting to 2 APs or 2 channels or whatever. So it's not really clear. And the other part of this is we have the access point. We don't have the CPE radios yet. So you can buy the Wave MLO5. It looks like the LTU rocket or one of the Air Max rockets where you hook it up to an external antenna, but they don't have the CPE radios that match it. So you could, it's compatible with Air Max. You could use a old Nano Beam or something, but the Wave MLO5 CPE radios are really, once we have both of those available, we'll probably hopefully get more details about, what MLO, how they're implementing it, what the benefits are for this specific product.
You said that, I didn't think they were. You said that these are compatible with the Air Max AC stuff.
That was an assumption.
Oh, okay.
Are they not?
I don't think they are.
They aren't? So what's the CPE you're supposed to use with these radios if you buy it today?
The one they said in the video in October was it looks like a Wave 60 gig Pro AP, but that it's just got the same form factor, but it will support Wave. I haven't seen anything online yet about Wave MLO supporting Air Max.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm now that I'm looking at this, they apparently right now are only supporting point to point. So you can only use a Wave MLO5 connecting to another Wave MLO5. And in that case, I would think you're talking about 2 radios pointing at each other as a point-to-point link. Their version of MLO is multi-channel. So it could connect over multiple 5 gigahertz channels, because this MLO5 is only 5 gigahertz. There's no 6 gigahertz supported here. So I'm confused about. I'm excited about MLO and Wi-Fi 7 in general, but I would like more clarity about what this supports and what's the benefit of this over the LTU, which is similar in a lot of ways.
There hasn't been anything said. I'm just reading on the forum. Someone said there's no GPS sync, there's no upload download ratio settings, and this guy also said that the link stability is far away from 5x HD devices, and there's no carrier drop settings, which is quite an important thing to have.
Well, that's common with early firmware.
Yeah.
Those things will come. That's easy software changes. But yeah, I think the bigger thing, like before anyone that's in the WISP space or anyone that would be looking at this hardware invest in this, the same way that LTU was rolled out in, I think, 2017, 2018, as this is the next generation. You don't need Wi-Fi 6. We're going to use LTU to kind of get up to 1024 QAM and give you all these benefits. And a lot of those didn't come. And 5-6 years later, LTU is we're getting some feature additions. So I would be hesitant to go all in on MLO5 right now until the 6 gigahertz radio, which is much more exciting to me, is available, until some CPE radios and point-to multipoint mode is added. And those basic features that you just rattled off, like you can't set a uplink downlink ratio.
Someone said that. Yep.
Yeah, you can't use GPS sync. There's some basic stuff missing here. So I think Ubiquiti has some more work to prove that this is worth investing in.
Yeah, I just remember when things like Air Max AC were launched, that there'd be a whole big technical PDF about all the different advancements they've made. There is literally nothing on here that's of any substance to tell us from a nerdy perspective of what there is. All they've got is link puncturing, whatever that means, and it's very vague in terms of the advancements they've made. And there's no information about if it's compatible with Air Max AC, which I very much doubt it will be. I mean, if it was, I think they would have shouted about that.
No, I missed the fact that it's point-to-point mode only. And now that you mentioned that, I do remember reading that. And I just, it's sad because I love these products. For $500, what this radio is, just focusing on the hardware. You have a 10 gig RJ45, 10 gig SFP.
Oh yeah,
powerful processor. Like I think Ubiquiti has the hardware and most of the pieces there. It just seems like they're not putting the engineering effort behind it to make these products what they should be, and they're not putting the marketing behind it so that they sell, so that they invest. So it's like I don't know if they need to market them more and sell more to invest more, or invest more so that they sell more, or whatever. But it just seems like they've lost their way on the UISP side a little bit.
Yeah. There's actually 2 radios on this. So radio 1 is up to 160 megahertz, and radio 2 is up to 240 megahertz. So there are actually 2 5 gig radios at play here, which probably helps the MLO feature. But modulation, you mentioned that LTE went up to 1024. This one goes up to 4096 QAM at 5/6.
Yeah, that's Wi-Fi 7.
Yeah, it's crazy. In practice, this should be cool to try it out. Yeah.
Since we're here and we're talking about these nerdy things, to get it,
I know there's thresholds, isn't there?
Yes, you need to basically be very close on a very clean channel, ideal situation, and you're getting, I think at best, 25% more data throughput than you are with 1024. Like we're well past the diminishing returns. Like even 1024 Wi-Fi 6, that was I think 25% over AC Wi-Fi 5. So it's more and more ridiculous to expect those highest link rates. Like that is best case scenario, short distance. You're probably never going to see it in real world use, but yes, you do get higher data rates, you do get more throughput. That's why we're moving to MLO. That's why wider channels, multiple radios, those things are important, because adding higher level QAM is, you get less out of it more and more.
So we're missing these technical documentations essentially. Like I remember you read the fiber documentation, it tells you at what signal level, at what distance you should be able to achieve this certain level and what it can actually do. It's unfortunate we're missing these sort of breakdown, and the video itself from October is really vague. And I know that the Unify World Conference is focused on Unify, so I don't know if we can actually ask any UISP questions while we're there, but
be like, what's the receive sensitivity on the MLO5? You'll get shown out.
Hoping they'll add some more features at some point. It would be nice to get hold of one and put it through its paces, but I haven't got the environment anymore to test that. So
and we've already gone too long, but I am excited for MLO6. I am excited to see this platform mature and more of these products, but hard to get excited yet.